Hello, Victor Lowe here. Chinese New Year is coming up, so happy Chinese New Year. It's the year of the dragons, so it's a good time to have a baby because, according to Chinese superstition, it's your baby is born in the year of the dragon. Make good businessmen or women or kung fu masters. So, yep, that's just Chinese superstition for the year of the dragon. So today I'm going to talk about money value and exchange rates. So I'm just going off some of the notes I took, and hopefully this is right, because I'm not sure, because I couldn't find anything that on the internet that explained it well enough, or it just kept on repeating itself. So okay, so first off, money value and exchange rate. Currently, each country has its own currency, so this allows for individual countries to govern their own economy, which is good, and they can raise or lower the lending rate, which means aka loans, and allows individual countries to buy other countries' currency, which I kind of don't understand, because their economy could collapse, and therefore your economy collapses, and there's a domino effect, and everybody loses money if they trade and buy into other countries' currency. So individual country currency is a bad concept, especially in a globalized economy. So individual currency is good if there is no trade between other countries. This allows them to measure their own domestic economy. So why is it bad if each country in the planet has their own currency, say, and their own exchange rate and their own value of money? I just saw some parts fine. And it's say if a banana costs $1 here in Canada. And why does it cost $2, say, in Europe? Right? Why Canada only has to pay $1, and why does Europe have to pay $2, which is strange. Say if all bananas came from Brazil, and it costs the same to ship from Canada and Europe, why does Europe have to pay $1 more for the banana? Right? A banana should be worth the same anywhere else in the planet. I don't understand why the banana is more expensive in Europe than in Canada, right? So, a planetary currency should be the next step for planets, especially Earth, because it's crazy on Earth. Anyways, that's a different topic. So, therefore, all goods are measured equally, as well as labor, allows for a more efficient trading system, and buying and selling goods is easier, and it's easier for the accounting department as well, and for businesses in general, small businesses, medium size, large size, and empires, corporate empires. So a planetary bank should be established. So what you can do instead of what you should do is each country or economic zones. So in each country, in each planet, there's economic zones. Say the Latin America economic zone, the Eurozone economic zone, the Russian and Middle Asia, the Asia economic zone, the North American economic zone. So that way you can calculate. It's easier, because divide and conquer, like Napoleon said. So a planetary bank should be established, say Earth. So we have the World Monetary Fund, but that's not a bank. It's the World Bank. So how does the bank work? Is every year or every economic quarter, each economic zone puts a percentage of their GDP into the bank. So this creates a pool of money, and economic zones, if they're in trouble, can borrow the money for the bank at a low interest. So this prevents economies from collapsing due to a devaluation of their currency. So economic zones know what they have to pay instead of trying to figure out the exchange rate. So maybe they're in the current situation, their currency is worth less, so basically they have to pay more. But if there's a stable currency that they can trade into or rely on, or keep their money in that currency, that stable currency, then it's easier for them to measure how much they have to pay back and how to recover their economy. So all money is equal in a planet. So each planet should have their own currency, meaning an apple should be worth the same throughout the world. Say planet Earth, an apple in China should be 50 cents, in Canada it should be also 50 cents, and in Europe it should also be 50 cents, right? That's how you measure goods, right? Some corporates measure the groups, but like say Val Industries puts the price of a pound of apples at $5, but other countries have their own currency rates, and in China it could cost $7, Europe costs $8, and US costs $4. It's because it's their own exchange rate. So therefore, there should be their own planetary currency. So an apple here, an apple there is worth the same. Okay. So each planet should have their own currency. Say Earth has the American dollar and Venus has the Chinese dollar. That's the planetary currency. Why? This is because it allows for domestic and economic growth and measurement. So, just thinking ahead. So, if there's other planets too as well, there should be a federation dollar should be in effect. This currency should be the trading currency, and it should be space-wide or federation-wide. So each planet has their own currency, but on top of that, so there's your own currency, and then there's the federation currency, and you trade back and forth through that. So the universal federation dollar should be the trading currency. I think it should be called the space cadet, like one space cadet, but anyways. So planet currency for each planet will prevent an economic collapse or sudden devaluation of the federation dollar. So this creates a bubble within a bubble. So if one bubble bursts, the rest of the bubbles won't burst because they're protected through the federation dollar. So each planet would trade into the federation dollar and trade back into their own currency. So why a planetary currency? This measures the strength of their economy in a set value, and prevents sudden economic crisis through debt. So, for example, Greece can't pay their loans to the lender, say Royal Bank, and can buy into the federation dollars to prevent their money becoming worthless, and can pay the bank through the federation dollar, which have a stable value, preventing the banks and Greece from breaking over the value of Greece's own currency. So it prevents from Greece currency from being worthless to the bank, because they have federation dollar, which is a stable economic currency. So that's all for now. My webcam time's up at 10 minutes, so continue this at part 2. Okay, thank you.